Hot streams. Hot streams for your face. Hot streams for your face.
So this week I went to saw a new release, a fresh, hot, new release, a brand new movie in theaters, still in theaters. It's called Spectre. It's the latest James Bond film. And I know what you're saying, it's been out for months. However, I, only go to the $2 theater, so it's new to me. Now, I had actually watched it previously online via, I guess what you would call pirated methods. And despite that, I still paid to take my whole family to it. And not my whole family, but parts of them. Some of my family. It was, boy, at $2 a pop, I would say it was a great movie. At any other price, and I mean $8 a pop, rip-off. Free, rip-off. $9.99 on DVD, rip-off. Terrible movie. Terrible, terrible, terrible. It's one of the worst performing Bond movies of the recent era, and there's a very good reason why. It's terrible. The first 4.5 minutes is a single take. It's beautiful. It's masterful. The cinematography is gorgeous. It really gives you hope that this is going to be something other than a joke. And making that assumption, you, my friend, will be gravely disappointed. No, it's awful. It's terrible. And here's why. It's 2015 when it came out, but let's just call it the 20-teens. This is not the 1970s, and this should not be a 70s Bond flick. There's these crazy, needless sex scenes that are just forced into the movie as if this is Roger goddamn Moore, which it isn't. And, you're looking at it going, in a normal action movie, there's the will they, won't they, and at the end of the movie, a kiss. There isn't a bunch of penetration. There isn't James Bond pounding Monica Bellucci's 51-year-old ass. There isn't a scene where James Bond decides to, basically molest this 20-year-old French girl who's grieving the death of her father. And by the way, Monica Bellucci was grieving the death of her husband. They actually met at his funeral the same day. It makes no sense. Get rid of the sex stories. It's bullshit. And I'm sorry, but viewers in the modern era expect an ounce of realism. In the movie, the old, British spy headquarters, which you can see across the street, is going to be demolished. And from looking at it, you can see it's a 400,000 square foot building. Looks like an old hospital. And the new one is being built, right across the street. And it is, a 15,000 square foot building, which is like 80% spiral staircase. There's no offices. There's no room for offices. Apparently there's no elevators because none of the goddamn characters actually bother to use anything but the goddamn stairs, which make no sense. So stupid. So stupid. And then we go out to Spectre's lair, his evil fortress out in the desert, and it's inside, we can't even afford a hollowed out volcano. It's inside a crater, which doesn't appear on satellite. Oh wait, here's a picture where it does appear on satellite. Okay, either it does or it doesn't. Come on, guys. And then we go in and we see hundreds of people working there. Now, when it blows up, there's never any mention of the fact that James Bond just killed like 300 intelligence workers. We don't know if they're good or bad. We don't even know how they got the job. There's no mention of how these people get to work every day. If it's such a secret place, how do you move that many people in and out? And Clearly, there's no living quarters on site. It's just goddamn ridiculous. And I love Christoph Waltz, who played the bad guy. He's a 2-time Academy Award winner, and he's brilliant. But it feels like he phoned it in, and it feels like that was probably the right decision because it was just god awful. My biggest complaint with the movie is that no matter where you go, there are no people. They get in this huge fight on a train that only has 10, 15 cars. Waiter drops off the drinks. There's a huge fight. It goes through 2 or 3 cars. They're bashing through walls. They're shooting guns. Nobody shows up. Where are the people? Where are the people? There are no people. They drive through the streets of London. No people. They drive through the streets of, I don't know, was it Rome or Marrakesh? I don't remember. There's one car, and it's got a fat dude in a Fiat. Come on, you can do better than that. There's literally nobody. He's in Tangiers driving down the riverfront, and there's nobody. There's no pedestrians, there's no cars, there's no nobody. They are living in an empty world. My friends, all I can think is that maybe they're all dead and in purgatory, and this is how they earn their way into heaven or hell, is because there's nobody there. There's nobody. There's nobody in any of these places. I understand extras cost money, but they add an ounce of realism, and with a budget as high as a James Bond film has, you've got to do a little better than that. It's just stupid. To call it two-dimensional would be an insult to cartoons. As a $2 action flick, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it tremendously. As anything else, buddy, save yourself the time.